So welcome everyone who is here. I have a special guest for us since I'm also been very curious about health and any tips that could help my health and my family and my friends' health, because without health, there's no wealth, no life, no nothing, right? And so I have here today my girlfriend here, Irina and Lotvin, and I want to actually introduce her a little bit. And she is going to be, we have a really special treat. And I know I'm going to be reading this part because I don't have all her credentials. This is not even her full credentials. It's only partial. So Irina here is a certified transformational health coach. And today she'll be sharing on some topics that we'll be touching on: a holistic program to delay aging. You'll be amazed when you find out about her process, and to enhance your mindset, some natural solutions to hormone reset. I would definitely need that help. And so to lose weight, I am also been just figuring out and finding out better and better ways to help manage weight and to boost in our immunity system with guided practices to reduce anxiety. So believe that this live will be of value to many people, especially during this time when we are at home. We're at home where it's not as our normal, typical life for most of us. And so it would be great for us to hear from you some of your tips of how we can boost our immune system from home during this time, and also to reduce anxiety. I know we're like doing a lot of different things, and with changes, there tend to be the things that come with it could be some anxiety. And so a little bit more about Irina here. Has studied, this is my interest too, because I am amazed with some of the acupuncture treatments that I've done myself. And even for my own son, it had helped him fixed his neck, and just a lot of different things with my stomach. And I have also witnessed how acupuncture has helped me in my own health. So I love to actually hear more about that, acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine. She has studied that. She's earned a certificate in plant-based nutrition. The list goes on and on. She has also studied nutritional health healing at Maryland University of Integrated Health. And she has her own Apple podcast. So if you like to actually hear more after this, you can also either reach out to her or check her out on her Apple podcast. So there's just so much. A long list, but I'd like to actually give Irina a moment. Maybe you can introduce yourself to, especially because this is streamed onto my Facebook, and not many or most people here do not know about you. Can you take a moment to share a little bit about you and maybe your story for us?
Thank you, Mai. I really, truly value our relationship that we, recently developed, and you have such a beautiful, you know, um, spiritual feeling about you that I'm so drawn to you, and I'm so delighted that you invited me to talk on your page and in your group and with your followers. And so I am really very grateful that you have this connection with me, and I am feeling it very much in my heart as well. Um, so I'll talk to you a little bit about myself. Of course, aging is a big thing, for a lot of us. And, what's the reason behind it? For me personally, I witnessed in my family a lot of death, and from, I would say, causes that are at that time when I was witnessing them were unknown. But I think, like in general, in all of us, when we come to a situation that needs um, questions. And I'm not the kind of a person that ever have taken blindly the information until I would go deeper and I want to know the answers. And I was always that kind of a child, actually. I remember my father was a dentist, and he would take me to his office, and he would do the work on my teeth himself. And he would open my mouth, and I would say, well, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? And he would be like so upset with me because he would just keep your mouth open. And so I was that kind of a person, a personality, I think, that I always needed inquiry, and I always wanted to know why. And I think this is the best thing that anybody who is going through any health journey should have, that as a number one answer. Like, what is the root cause of disease? Like, what is the root cause of a problem? And if you really start thinking, all of us can get to the root cause of a problem. So it took me on a journey, and it wasn't my first profession, by the way. Acupuncture, but it took me on a journey to acupuncture since I was a patient of acupuncture, since I was probably age, I want to say 20, something like that. I was a smoker, and my aunt was diagnosed with cancer at the time, and I thought, she should not be smoking. And so I found, when I lived in New York, a Chinese medicine man who I took her, and both of us came into his office. That was my first experience with acupuncture. He put a needle in each of our uh, ears, like just one needle in a lower lobe of the ear, and made us sit for maybe 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't remember exactly. It was a long time ago. I'm 61 today, so it's been over 40 years. And I remember that we came out of the office, and I was not a believer of acupuncture at all. I was like, maybe it will work, maybe it will not work. So we came out, and we both, before we sat in a car, we took out a cigarette, each one of us, and we took a cigarette and tried to inhale it. And oh my God, I'm serious. I'm not making this up. I felt nauseous. I felt like black in my eyes. I felt I was going to fall down and faint. And it was the last day that I smoked cigarettes, and that was just amazing, and it floored me, totally floored me. But I didn't think at that time that I want to become an acupuncturist. I had a different career, and I was very happy with my career. So then my career took me a lot to China and Hong Kong, and at that time I was also working lots of hours, stressful job. I had a small kid, and I would go to the massage therapy. And then one time when I was in Hong Kong, me and my colleagues, we went to get a massage, and at that practice they had an acupuncture as well as a massage person, and we were like, let's try it. We were young, let's try it. I was like in my, I guess, 30s at that time. And I remember walking out of the office and feeling like I am on cloud nine for about a week. And we had very stressful 7-day-a-week schedule working when we were overseas. So I remember it blew my mind too. And then after that, I decided, you know what? I'm committed to be going to the acupuncturist when I come back to New York at the time. And so that my journey of my experience began. And then when I turned 40, I kind of got sick of doing what I was doing. It was very stressful work that I was doing. And I said, what would I like to do? And when I was younger, I was always this person who said, okay, I'm going to make lots of money. And at the age of 30, I will retire, and I will start some sort of a community, and I will have some sort of organization and donate and, travel. And that didn't happen. So then I said to myself, okay, why don't I learn something that would keep my interest for a long time, and something that I liked and experienced myself, and I could give and have a community of people that I could give this to. So that's my journey with acupuncture started at the age of 40. And it took, oh my God, it was such a hard difficult study because we had to learn anatomy, pathophysiology. We had to learn, it's like going to medical school. So I had to memorize all the bones, all the muscles, all the pathogenical diseases, and then we had to translate that into the Chinese medicine. How does that correspond? So, we'll tell you the truth, it was fascinating to me, and I loved it, and I still to this day love it, because what really warms my heart is really one thing, is that when you do the acupuncture, when I perform the acupuncture treatment, is when the person steps off the table, and each time they step off the table, there is a result. And I'm like, oh, it's magic. And it just kept me like, oh, it's magic. I love it. It's magic. So, I mean, to me, it's like, it really is very, very warm to my heart. But after years of practicing it, what I realized, it's all comes from, like when we treat in acupuncture, a treatment all comes from the cause. Where did the whole cause started to turn the system out of balance? And in Chinese medicine, and I studied actually not traditional Chinese medicine, I studied a classical Chinese medicine, which is a little bit different. Not everybody knows about it. I didn't know about it myself, but there is also, so there's like lots of different ways the Chinese medicine came in, and actually originator of the Chinese medicine recently was found that it actually goes back to like 5,000, more than 5,000 years ago. They found I don't remember if you remember, in Alps, Italian Alps, they found, I forgot the name of the mummy that they found that was frozen. And under microscope, they found the points of acupuncture holes on his bones that corresponded to specific disease that he was a shepherdman, and so specific disease that he would be having, doing up and down the mountain range. Anyway, I don't want to get off the subject, but the point is, I want to say it's fascinating. I could go on and on and on and on about it, but the whole thing comes down to is it's all about the root cause. So in my journey with treating in acupuncture, what I realized that I would be on a table and I would be saying to patients, okay, but you should be drinking more water, and you should be getting more sleep, and you should be eating this and this, and you shouldn't be eating that and that. And people would walk away and they would not address and come back again like a week later with the same issues. And I was so like, I was making money doing it, but I was like, but I want you to take care of it yourself, so after many years of this and getting a little bit kind of disappointed, I decided to enroll into a coaching school, which is phenomenal results that I'm getting actually with my clients. It's rewiring your brains on habit change. Wow. As an acupuncturist, I know what the root cause is because I can identify it by talking to a person, getting the history on health, how they sound, what they do, how they respond to things. Because Chinese medicine works on basically not only body, but it works on spirit and mind. So there is a connection between all. Like there is an old saying that gut and brain has a connection. Well, it actually physically does, because physically the brain, all the hormones and all the nerves are connected to your stomach. And so you are what you eat. There's another old saying, right? We know that. And so it's a huge connection. So, I decided I'm going to go into this new area. And this is where I am right now. I've been coaching now for a couple of years and without acupuncture. So what I'm doing is we're doing transformational work with what I do with clients that go to the deeper level. When did it happen? Why did it happen? And we start rewiring the brain on new habits and how you yourself can become lifelong advocate for your own health. And you don't have to go and see the doctors. I mean, of course, you have to go and see the doctors when you have like major accidents and car accidents, and you lose a limb,
For that, yes.
concussion, God forbid, but generally speaking, we all have habits that are not serving us at one point of our life. And with the industry, food industry, and earth um, quality and the minerals that we're getting, and even the animal kingdom is no longer the same. Like, the way that they treat the cows, how the cow stays pregnant all her life to just produce milk. And you can imagine, if you can imagine that the hormones that cow has to produce milk constantly. So it's in a constant strain state. And this is what energy translates to when we eat the same meat that maybe or the same milk that was like 50, 60 years ago. It's not the same anymore energetically. So all the diseases come from food. Hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Is it hypocrisy? I always confuse hypocrisy, Hippocrates. Hippocrates had the old saying that all the disease comes from food. Really, it does. And so I want to say that, my journey is to, I can work with anybody with any issues, pretty much though, like hormone imbalances, leaky gut, food sensitivities, any kind of viruses, infection, and, medication, people taking too much supplements, today. Stress is a huge cause of any kind of disease. And, right now, specifically during the COVID-19, I decided to organize a private group and do a group coaching for people that need right now the support. Because during the COVID-19, what happens? Um, we've had a lot of issues with people that had pre-existing conditions. Those were the ones that were getting hit the most. And what does it mean? It means really the inflammation in your system. So I thought right away, well, what is the first thing that really causes inflammation and suppresses your immune system? It's the sugar. The
Yep.
huge. So I decided, okay, let's call this group Kick the Sugar Group Habit and boost your immune system. And of course, as a result, people will lose weight. So I did this couple of groups where people would lose like basically a pound a day, and they would reduce their bloat. They would sleep better because I would offer like meditation and stress relaxation techniques that they were able to take advantage of. And one woman, it was amazing. She lost 45 points on her blood pressure in 3 days. She went from 185 to like 116.
That's amazing. And I know,
Maybe.
like, I just witnessed too, just right before this live, Irina said, let's do some breathing and let's do some meditation and breathing exercises before we hop on. And it's just amazing who she is and how she is. It's just so helpful. And I also been on her Facebook page for anyone who's not. She has so much value on there to give, and she'll give you some recipes and show you from her kitchen, her cooking, her smoothies, her what ingredients she would use, and the sugar challenge that she did. I did actually miss that, but I did see it,
We're
and
going to do it again. You're
yeah,
going to come and join us.
ahead and do that because I know with in terms of my health right now, helping also others to do this, the more I can learn from experts like you, I could also help more of my audience, my members who I am working to help, and I have helped a number of them during this last like 7 months.
It's
But I know
amazing.
learn more. It's always an amazing journey to continue to to actually take action first, right? And so that we know that this is possible, that we can do it. So that sugar challenge, because I also love sweets. I love ice cream.
Oh, if you do, we have a lot of sweets actually that you can have that you will not miss the sweet part. It's just going to be healthy ones for your hormones too.
So yeah, hormone wise, like imbalance. I also love for my audience to get some tips from you, since they haven't been on your Facebook. If
Sure.
you can share maybe 3 of your tips that that could be helpful for our health.
Yes, of course. I'd be happy to. So I want to say that at my next workshop that I will be doing, I will be offering a free booklet that will include some recipes and some steps that you could take home with you. But today I would love to share. Of course, I always share the 3 things that I come to my mind like right now, like that are most important is you want to get your vitamin D, and vitamin D is essential and it's free and it's easy to get. All you need to do is get out in the sun every day for about 15 minutes and making sure that you open your arms, like in this area, and you open your collarbone, so you're getting the vitamin here, and also ideally about 5 inches above your knees, like the thigh area, because
Oh,
that's, yeah, so there's this area that actually gets very valuable information from getting the sun on. And I want to give you also another secret that even if it's cloudy outside, it doesn't matter. You're still getting the light and ultraviolet light that you need to produce the vitamin D. The best time to go is during time of 11 and 3 o'clock. That's
oh,
the best window because the sun is highest in the morning.
mm,
Anyway, and that's one tip. So then definitely walking, any kind of exercise, whatever exercise you could do, if you could do 30 minutes a day,
yes.
golden. If you could do more, great. You want to run, wonderful. But you also have to consider if you're stressed and you have a stressful lifestyle, you don't want to increase more strenuous activities that will increase more your cortisol and drain your adrenals because that will deplete and do the reverse.
Oh,
So it depends on the person. So when I work individually, we cater it, but just in generally, any kind of walking, our body was meant to move.
oh.
And
Okay.
then my third one is, of course, taking time and meditating, or doing any kind of activity that calms your system down. And whether it is taking a hot shower, whether it is taking a bath, whether it is just pampering yourself. If you don't do meditation, look at the trees outside. Nature has a wonderful meditation, just presents itself completely freely. So even staring at a flower, at a tree, it's all it is required.
That would be, but yes, I know I witnessed this also with just these times, and taking that moment of silence and just focusing on our breath. It just completely changes our physiology, right? And so it just can be a quick, like we did right before, quick minute or two, and it completely shifts so much of us, just mentally, physically, and our moods and everything. I really appreciate that.
Yes, because all it does it rewires our parasympathetic system. So because in today's life that we live, we're constantly on, we're constantly doing something. There is no downtime. And when we are in that kind of state of stress, it's almost like, they say that the famous statement is like, as if the tiger is chasing you, you're in that state, but you're in that state constantly. So it's really unhealthy. And that's one of the secrets of aging. And I'm 61 and I've been doing, meditation pretty much all my life. And I don't do any Botox. Everything is like real.
I completely want to continue to learn with you because, even with some products, we can still use health wise
Yes,
inside
of course. Yes, yes, of course. Yes.
nutrition.
So
Uh,
I'd love to hear about your products. By the way, I looked at the group that you have, and if you want to share, I'd be interested to hear.
yeah, so most of my members here, I think we did 2 Facebook Lives this week, which is the most that I've done in
Yay!
my life. But I just been enjoying like learning from experts out there and learning from just people who are in this to help others. And so for me, I am a mentor for introverts. Just like me, who are shy introverts, because there are introverts that are not shy, actually, who are thinking about like just shifting in terms of this time, to go online, to have build opportunities to build more meaningful relationships, friendships. There's just so much that can open up, like in our world, being that it's worldwide, we can touch so many more lives online. And so I have this group that is called Introverts Grow, Glow, and Thrive Online. In there, I have challenges that have helped others to do their very first Facebook Lives, or to dance, or to go out of our comfort zone,
Beautiful.
spread love, to share some of their products or services, to gain like mindset, to just help support each other. When like I wake up and I seen these dance poses because that was one of my challenges because I was very afraid to dance, and
Oh, I love it.
some of them to do that. As you mentioned, fitness, exercise, movement, all that really helps in our happiness and how we can shift our energies by just doing some movement. And so that was one of the main goals of that. So I also, in the last year, invested in also myself and a lot of mentors to help me to grow and continue to grow so I could bring it back to my own classrooms, to change some of my lessons, to adapt that so that I can also give and pass along these skills. To encourage others like who are afraid, and it can be a transferable skill into the classroom also, to who are afraid, and as far as taking steps forward of coming out of like our comfort zone, and limiting beliefs, shifting our limiting beliefs, and in terms of just like collaboration, in terms of skills that are online that can enhance our skill set of this during these times, and career paths and things like that that could open up relationships that we can make connections with. For instance, like writing and authoring and journaling and like
Beautiful.
gratitude, and there's exercise
Beautiful.
and incorporating music in my classrooms. Just like a whole well-being class, and so I just love to continue to grow so I can offer that to whoever it is that I could touch one-on-one, and many like in groups, right? And so I just been really enjoying this journey of like trying to figure out also during this time my why, because I had not always been here, being working working in a classroom for all these
So
years.
that's what I wanted to ask you, because I'd love to, because I'd love to post this on the video on my group as well, because I want to say that, you know, to give you, you know, uh, Jay is not really giving herself the credit that she has manufactured and a, became an abundant person, on this platform, that I would love to just give you a little bit of the background that she has. She is a professor, and she doesn't even talk about it, but she's a professor at a local college in California, um, that teaches math. And she's been doing this almost 20 years. Um, she also had taken on herself what she was just talking about being an introvert and how to bring the introvert into a shining and presence to her students, not only in her teaching about career, but now she is branching out and converting all of the introverts that want to be out there in the open, in the world. And I think during this time, especially now, during COVID-19, there was so much
Yeah.
times that we spend at home that what an opportunity right now, to grow. What an opportunity right now to, change to another chapter of your life. And you are there supporting people, to do their next life's journey. I think it's so admirable, and I have to give you the credit for doing this and learning from the investing the time, investing the money, getting the mentors to mentor you so that you grow and you pass it on to your followers to let them have another chance in their journey, because we all meet those special people in our life, in our path, that make that turning journey special and happen. So being that light and being that heart and serving your community is just so admirable. And so I would invite my audience that if they want to and have a desire to grow and want to learn from Jay, she's going to be also having a workshop coming up, and I'd love you to talk about that workshop.
Thank you. So I am going to have a 3-day workshop for those who are busy. It's okay. I have room in there because it is actually meant to be 6 days, but we have the first day assignment on day one, and I'm going to give you day two also to work on it. So if you're really busy and feel like you need an extra day to do your task because one day is really busy, that's okay. You have 2 days to work on one assignment, and it would be 3 assignments that will help us to build authentic relationships online and to grow.
Beautiful.
So in the end, there's so many opportunities, especially for businesses out there who are looking to have an online presence to grow and making connections, building these relationships. It just could just completely change in terms of who we're attracting our clients, and having that genuine heart to heart connection instead of just it's all business. And it would be a more lifelong, more fulfilling for me and for most, I think, with fulfilling type of relationship where we can help each other to grow, and it'll be
Support.
to grow, not just for this short term during this time, but it could be for future, whatever happens. I know each of us has things that, go on in our lives, but when we have that support, when we have built that community that is so positive to help each other, being realistic also, right? Just not being positive, but
Yes.
being realistic, and to help each other to know that we have our down moments, and we each have, our tools that we can use to help each other. We have our strengths, just like you, Irina. I think that we're just such a natural fit because I'm also in the health right now, into very much health and fitness, helping my audience members. So I continue to learn from you, and I believe there's going to be some people in here that can totally benefit from your expertise and your experiences, your background, and just who you are, to continue to help. It could be saving one life. As you mentioned, it could be maybe helping someone to cut the curve on like smoking, or like in your own life. It can be maybe someone just looking to like work on their last few pounds, right, of their body fat. It could be to help with our immune system, because how this time is, especially being able to strengthen our immune system. I just love your youthfulness. Like you look so young.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I will share my secret. They're very simple. Just eat your vegetables and walk daily.
And what kinds of vegetables and things like that, what you put and the recipes you have. I just love it. If you want to go on to Irina's Facebook, you'll see her like actually sharing some of her tips and recipes. She has so much value, the science and everything behind it. And so I can continue to learn and grow there also so that I could help continue. Like we're working together on a mission to help more people.
Definitely.
I could share with her audience and she can share with my audience. I think that's like where I feel like it's been a blessing to meet her, to work so closely with her, has just been such a blessing. To the more I get to know her, the more surprises I have in a positive way. It's like, wow, like, what is your secret? What?
Happy to share. Come, yes, come. Well, I see, I see a lot of people actually are saying hello. So I just want to say hello back to Casey saying hello. And Mike is here. Hi, Mike. And I see Tina was here. Uh, and she just joined. And I don't know if you could see, but I mean, I only could see a couple of people on my side. I don't know if you want to. If anybody is actually wanting to ask any questions, us, more than welcome to uh, send us a comment and say also where you guys are from and watching. As you could see, one of us is at home and one of us is on the beach. But let us know where you are.
So much, my bro. Steve is on, and Nimra, my girlfriend, is also on. Thank you for the likes. Janice, I have Dave, my buddy, Tyra, Pamela is a really good friend. She's also into health, and Shazad. So thank you so much for hopping on here to support us. Yay.
Yes, yes. Awesome. Well,
So if you do have time, I would love to ask a few more questions, but I'm going to see. I took this, uh, if that's okay with your timing. Are we okay on that? Are we still on? Okay, I will just go on here because it's a little hidden. So you did mention that you will have this 5-day workshop coming up. Can you
yes.
give a little bit more detail as far as that, where some of our friends and family could participate in your 5-day workshop? Because I love to do it. And this time I could use a little boost on my immunity, on my aging.
Yes, and definitely right now we're coming into we're not yet in the second wave, but, people are coming out and the increase of the infections and COVID-19 cases are increasing rapidly. And so, yes, of course, we all want to get out. And of course, we want to communicate with others. And of course, we're humans and we want the communities around us. But I want to say, please be careful. It is still very deceiving, as far as the red flags to be out there is still very much prominent. And so during this workshop, what I will be doing, I'm going to be addressing definitely the immune system for sure. Um, but I also will be addressing hormonal imbalances, and sugar is definitely going to be there because it's another pivotal point that plays havoc with our hormones. And so I will be talking more about health and how you could help yourself during this time to stay healthy and staying well and staying on top of your health basically on your own by yourself.
That's awesome. So, how would my audience members find you, how to contact you for this? 5-day challenge.
If you'd like to, I can send my link. They have to join my private group, and my private group is called Lose Your Last 10 Pounds. And it is very possible to do it within 28 days. I have a program that does it in 28 days. Um, but really, you just learn more about how to take care of yourself, and if you would need support and accountability, then you would hire a coach, a private coach, which is what I am. And so, people that need more accountability, that tend to procrastinate, know what they do, but they don't do it. So basically rewiring your brain and the body, and the body really wants to go back to what's healthy eventually. I mean, it's like addiction in a way. They do have this addiction 28-day. So you basically detox the system. So there's a big process to it. And I don't want to go into it here, but I will be talking about it in my 5-day workshop as well. So you are more than welcome if anybody is interested to join me. I'm putting it together right now, and I hope to be live with it within the next 2 weeks. So if you go into my private group, and I can post the link, I will be making announcements there. And then I always go there and make little wonderful tips for people to also benefit.
So much value. You're
And
always.
what about you? Can you tell me, when do you start yours?
Yeah, so I also have my own private group. It's the Introverts Grow, Glow, and Thrive online uh, group, and anyone is welcome to join because as long as we are here to help support each other, if you have the mindset of support, of growth, of love, we are here to help with. If you're here offering your services that could help someone else, your products that could help someone else, this is your talents, whatever being you that could help someone else mindset. This is what the group is for. So I also have a free ebook to offer for anyone who is going to be joining it's 3 days. It's my 3-day challenge. And so if you like to join there, I'm also going to attach a link in the comment below, or you can message me and just say interested 3-day, and I can open the message if you specifically say that, because sometimes I do get random messages. There's so many messages, just to make sure that you do say it is the 3-day workshop, then I can offer that on here. Of course, you know me from Facebook, JMA. And on my Instagram, it is JMA Official. And on LinkedIn, it's also JMA. So it's JAE, like Jade, but without the D. And then Ma is like mom in like most languages. So,
Beautiful. MA. Love it.
mhm.
Thank you. Well, I'm so happy that we had a chance to chat and have a virtual get to know each other, and also share our expertise with people that are interested in um, learning how to step up and step out of their discomfort and make it a new you this year, a pivotal year of 2020, and start a new journey. And I will be very happy to share, my expertise and my knowledge in getting your health back on track, and also, if you're interested to work with me specifically, one-on-one, or in my group setting, I will be very happy to support you.
Thank you so much, Irina. It's been such a blessing. But before we go, let's see if we do have a few people we want to do a few thank yous and shout outs to.
Yes.
Any questions? Nimra is here. And so thank you so much. And we have, I believe there's no questions, but she says super. Hi, and COVID-19. Yes, it is dangerous. So if you do have any questions for Irina or me, you can also just put it in the comment section, And this video, if you're watching on replay, please type replay. And if you like to have any info or to connect with us, just go ahead and feel free to either comment below or also reach out to us with a specific title so that we know that we're here to help serve you. And if it's not one of us, our services, if you're looking for something and we know people in our community that could help we could also work together to refer that if you direct you or guide you to the right person if we can't help you.
Absolutely. We both have very, very large network of people and that wonderful community too. So if you resonate with us, there is more experts and why waste time? Go to direct route, and since we've been there, we've done it, we can show you how.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah. Thank you
thank
so much,
you.
everyone, and have a blessed
Thank
day.
you too. Yes.
I was actually thinking this is going to be a bonus because there's a lot of, like, you mentioned people with anxiety and boosting our immunity, and you had done this quick meditation with me. I know she's not prepared for this part. I'm just kind of like wanting to help more people here with our energies, which has really helped me so much, and even some of my own students with breathing, right? And my own son with yoga and things like that. So if you don't mind, do you mind sharing, like, guiding us through a quick, like if they had to work on their energy just today?
Oh, of course. Yes, I'll be happy to. I also have a YouTube with my meditation on it, and I'll be happy to share it with anybody who wants to even find it under my name, Irina Latvian, on YouTube. Um, I'm not sure. I don't remember. I posted it a while back, but it's either AcuDoc Irina, which is AcuDoc Irina, or just under my name. I'm not 100% sure, but I can share it on with you as well if anybody wants to um, do it at home at their own leisure. There is a specific Yoga Nidra meditation that I do that's 20 minutes long, that you don't have to know how to meditate, but if you do it, it has actually been studied in medical settings, and it's scientifically proven to reduce post-traumatic disorder, which we all need right now. So anybody who wants to take a look, I can either post my link at your post, or just search for that meditation, or I can do it in your group as well. I'll be happy to.
Hey, bonus. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, yes.
Blessing to help others with our energies and lower anxiety and more focus and boost our immunity, all that. Mine, just being able to shift that so that we can continue to do our best, show up optimally, perform at our best. So that would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So
My
everyone,
pleasure, my pleasure. And I can't wait to get into your workshop because I'm a very busy woman too. So I need to
thank you.
have others, giving me some love and some attention too.
I will share also in my community, and I can also show up in yours, as far as like sharing with us, with in terms of growing online, being connecting with people online.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, I love to do that.
Beautiful. Yes. Very welcome to. Yes.
Okay. Hopefully everyone got benefit and value from this. So have a blessed, a very productive, amazing day, healthy day, because we're talking about health here, which is
Yes.
our wealth. Health is our wealth. And thank you so much, everyone. And I am going to go ahead and stop this right now. So,
Thank you for having me. Take care.
problem.